Hey there, everybody. It's Alex here, and I just kind of wanted to give my thoughts on a movie I saw a few days ago. I saw opening night on Thursday with a few friends for my friend's birthday, actually. Don't worry, darling. This movie has gotten a lot of buzz behind the movie due to some behind the scenes tension between Olivia Wilde, Florence Pugh, Harry Styles, a little bit with Chris Pine, the Harry Styles Spitgate incident, as well as some Shia LaBeouf stuff going on. So there was a lot of drama going on, and I feel like that might be playing into why this movie might end up getting a bigger audience at the theater. Is a lot of them like just go and see it purely off of the fact that there was like ooh drama, but the drama really doesn't play into the movie at all. However, the movie isn't good, and I really just want to give my personal opinions on why I think that this movie doesn't work. I really think that the script is really where this movie lacks the most. It's one of the worst written screenplays I have seen in a long time. So yeah, this is going to be full of spoilers. I'm just going to talk full spoilers. The movie's been out for a few days now. If you haven't seen it, you don't need to watch this. Go watch something else. But I want to just talk about some spoilers for the movie. So this movie, I I figured out like about halfway through. I was like, okay, there's no way they're actually in like the real world. Like this has to be some sort of virtual thing. And that's what happens because they basically reveal everything in just the last act. All of a sudden just like it's like reveal after reveal after reveal, and it just kind of hits all at once. And I couldn't help but compare it to another movie that came out this year that the trailers also had a lot of mystery to them, and the movie itself had a lot of mystery to them, and that would be Nope. Nope had so many different like intriguing little plots and stuff inside of that, and it left a few things open ended, but it also answered a lot of questions throughout the movie. It's not like the final act all of a sudden. It's like, all right, now we know what this cloud is and what exactly this alien is. Everything was revealed throughout the movie. This movie just reveals a few things at the end and then calls it a day. There are so many things left open that it baffles me how they wrote this script and made this movie and didn't think to answer any of them. Just a couple of my questions involve stuff like there's these weird shots. There's a shot you see in the trailer. Florence Pugh sinks into a tub, and then another version of her slowly turns dramatically and looks. And stuff like that doesn't make any sense, especially just given like, all right, this is just like a VR simulation essentially. Why do these weird things happen only to her and Margaret and not to anyone else? Why did like the eggs sometimes they crack and they clearly don't have anything in them, other times they do? There's just so many random little things. There's these earthquakes that happen. Is that part of the simulation, like to make them think that there's a project being worked on, or what is it? It's just big questions that are just fully dropped. It's like there's not even really anything to like, oh, maybe that's it. They just dropped them. I can't help but think the red airplane. Florence Pugh's character sees it crash down. Clearly, Margaret saw it as well as her son who had it, which also she had a VR version of like maybe her dead son, like Olivia Wilde's character that we later learn. Just randomly in the end of the movie, just like, yeah, I knew the entire time. I also didn't mind keeping all of you women trapped here the entire time because now I could be with my kids. So I don't care if any of you have any free will. I don't understand. Like, there's just so many dumb decisions, especially in the end of the movie. Two things in terms of the scene when the doctor comes to visit Florence Pugh's character. He tries to give her these meds, and then Harry Styles is like, oh, you don't need those. Harry Styles' character, Jack. And I mean, and then he's like, oh yeah, we don't need to get those meds. But why does it matter? I mean, the meds are fake. Harry Styles' character knows that. So why can't she just take the meds? I guess. Do they do anything in the VR? Should Jack be giving Florence Pugh these pills in real life? I'm very confused on that. Why would the doctor have a redacted medical file on Margaret, even though he knows she's dead? And once again, it's VR. There's no reason to have that file in this weird VR world. There's absolutely no reason for it. Things at the end when all of a sudden the VR simulation starts crashing, I guess, because one woman is leaving, and then all of a sudden like light bulbs are exploding. They don't bother to explain anything. How did every single guy there work a different, like seemingly different jobs? I don't think any of them really knew each other outside of this VR thing, but they all worked different jobs, but could also leave at the exact same time every day and then come back the exact same time every single day. And then I thought Harry Styles' character was also kind of a deadbeat, but then we also don't really see, does he have a job outside this VR thing? How powerful is Victory outside the game? They say that they're coming for Florence Pugh now, but we don't know like how big is this? I mean, is Frank, Chris Pine's character, is he really like this like big mogul character outside of the VR world, or is he also more like Jack when he's just like kind of like a deadbeat who somehow managed to develop this multi-million-dollar victory project thing? And then even at the end, Frank's wife, she kills him and then goes, "Oh, it's my turn now." Great. And then when I saw the movie, a bunch of women in my audience cheered, and I literally heard one woman yell like, "Yeah, you get it, girl." It's like, okay, but she just said it's her turn now. It's like, does that mean that they're just going to turn around and go start trapping other people in this VR thing? It's like, that's also not good. Like, it should just be fully shut down, and anyone involved with it should be going to jail. You're not a good person because all of a sudden men suck and women are always great. I don't understand that little philosophy. Florence Pugh, like halfway through the movie, she goes to find that crashed airplane, and then she touches that glass thing, and then does the exact same thing that happens at the end of the movie. But she doesn't seem to escape. She doesn't seem to like fully break out or anything. Even if she does, she's gonna be like chained to the bed. Like, how is she supposed to get out of that anyway? They purposely make sure we see that Jack is like strapped her down. Also, she and all these other women, except for Olivia Wilde's character, they've all been kidnapped for like seemingly months now, and have just been living out this fantasy of all these guys. But no one has anyone gone to check on them. Like Florence Pugh's character is literally a medical doctor. No one's gone to see if she's at home or anything. I don't know. It just kind of seems very strange to me. And a little bit more on Frank's character. He is trying to challenge Florence Pugh. And that dinner table scene, I think, is probably the best scene in the entire movie. The conversation's really interesting. All the actors are killing it. I think it's a great scene. But why is he challenging her? Is he trying to work out bugs or something in the system? I think this movie would have worked a lot better if it wasn't so much a romance. If it was more Olivia Wilde's trapped in some sort of VR thing, and she's trying to figure it out, and then you have this character who is clearly the one in charge, but no one else is believing her. I think it would have worked better that way. But that's not what they went with. They went with, let's appeal to a bunch of Harry Styles stans, which, another thing on Harry Styles, the actors in this movie, they're all pretty good. I mean, Florence Pugh might be her best performance. Olivia Wilde's pretty good in it. Chris Pine's great. But Harry Styles, I honestly didn't think his performance was that bad. It wasn't like the best performance I've ever seen or anything, but like it wasn't that bad. And all the people in my audience were screaming and laughing at half his scenes. He has a scene where he's like screaming at himself after basically sending Florence Pugh to get like electroshock therapy, it looks like. And he's like screaming at himself for it, and women in the audience were just like laughing at him. And I'm just like, you're not even giving him a chance here to act. I mean, everyone there they just wanted to see Harry Styles. And I think that's going to play into the fact that a lot of people are just going to be like, no, this movie's fine because he's in it. And I just don't think we should just be giving movies a pass just because they have someone that we think is hot in them. Like, this movie has a terrible script, and it's appalling that it got made, especially with the budget that I had. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Don't Worry, Darling. It's not great, not anywhere near as good as I was hoping it was going to be, and it was a huge disappointment for me. Probably the biggest disappointment for me this year. Besides maybe some of the newer Marvel stuff, but that's just because I'm a big Marvel fan. As you can see, got Spider-Man right here. But yeah, that is my thoughts, and I will catch you all later. Bye-bye.